just really appreciate each and every one of you. I know it's been a long day, maybe a long weekend, your heads are full, but I'm here to serve you. This isn't about me, it's about you. So I'm going to ask that you really show up for this conversation today. Bring your energy. In fact, for some of you in the back, if you're willing to be courageous and come forward a little bit, I would really welcome that. I am going to ask for some audience participation because, again, I want to get work done here. I don't want to just have you passively listen. I'm not talking down to you. That's why in the beginning I'm getting to know everybody and trying to rile up the energy in the room. So there will be a couple of times where I'm going to ask you to turn to somebody next to you. Therefore, if you're not next to somebody, if you could scooch over to somebody so that you can participate in these exercises. It's going to be important. Nobody's going to bite. It's okay. Before I kind of formally get started, I want to do a little bit of an informal survey and kind of get to know the room a little bit more than I already have. So I'm going to ask that the room stand up if you have a website. Stand up if you have a website published online right now. Stay standing if you are proud of your website. Love the look on some of your faces. So you are all proud of your website. Okay, stay standing if you are getting results with the website that you are so proud of. Real results. So most of you are in the right room. Congratulations to everybody else. Okay, you can sit down. And I'd also love to make you guys feel a little bit more comfortable with each other by asking, what do you hope to get out of this presentation today? Why did you make this choice to show up Sunday at 5? So I'm going to come down where there's also a mic runner in the back, and I would just like a couple of brave souls to tell me one thing that you're hoping to get out of this presentation today. Just raise your hand, anybody who wants me to cater the presentation to serve your needs.
I want a website that is easy for my client to navigate, that they are not frustrated by my website.
Ooh, anybody else agree with that one? Okay, who else?
I would love that. I would love that the inquiries that come through the website ask for how much is that wall piece instead of how much for the digitals.
Good one. What else are you hoping I solve for you today? Anybody over here? Yes.
I would like my clients to be more ready to talk to me by the time they talk to me, so I want my information to be more on point.
Oh, I'm so excited right now. Yes.
I would like to know how to have a branded and very clean website, but also be able to attract weddings and families and seniors, because I feel like I'm really good with families and I'm really good with seniors, but I want more weddings, and so I need to have different brands, but I still want it to be all clean.
Can we get oh yeah, go ahead. I don't know, anybody. Okay, let's go over here. Let's do a couple more. And this is the benefit of sitting up front if anybody wants to move up. Yes.
So I started my business back in September last year, and I want to know how I can transition it from clients that only want digitals to clients that are going to buy physical prints.
Okay. One more. Huh?
I want to get out of Facebook.
Get out of Facebook and do what next?
A web page.
Oh, go online? Got it.
I want the clients that go to my website, convert them into bookings.
Well, that's perfect. This is a guy who's in the right room. Okay. Thank you for humoring me with that. It's really important that I show up for you today. He basically said he wants the right people coming to his website and that he can convert. Yeah, I really want to show up for you, because what I know about photographers is you are artists. There's something inside of you that you want to capture a moment, and you want to share that moment with the world. And that's really beautiful. And especially at a time when the world is hurting right now, a lot of people are struggling right now. They're looking to photographs, art, music. Where's my tribe? Where can I remember to feel good on the inside? And, before we got started, I was kind of getting a sense of who's in the room and the type of photography that you do. You all do something completely different. But the principles that I'm going to teach you today, I believe can apply to all of the different areas of photography that each of you do. And if you feel like you're struggling to connect the dots, that's what the Q&A is for, and I really welcome that because, again, I want to cater this over to you. I have to tell you that I feel uniquely qualified to give this presentation for a couple of reasons. Yes, it's true, I started my business 15 years ago. I stumbled into the online world. This was not what I expected to do for my career, but I saw that the world was going online back in 2007, and I thought, now that looks like a challenge. I taught myself code, I built my own website, I started blogging about the things that I was learning about. This woman in Canada wrote to me and said, hey, it looks like you know a lot about SEO and copywriting, and can you manage my website? And I thought, I guess. It was not my intent to start a business, but SEO and the power came to me, and I just started saying yes to see where it would go. More and more clients started coming in, and a friend of mine said, I think you should file an LLC. And I said, what's that? Where do I go do that? I mean, that's how much I knew about starting a business. I didn't go to school for this. This started as a hobby of mine, so some of you might be relating to me right now. And so when I went to the LLC website, I thought, wow, business name, this feels really important. Oh, business name. And I remembered that my mom used to say to me all the time growing up, no guts, no glory. That's how my business was named NGNG. And I had no idea back then as like a 25-year-old how important that name would become to me and the clients that I serve. Because fast forward 15 years later, I work with authors, speakers, coaches, advisors, consultants, dentists, photographers, you name it, so many different industries, and I help them face their fears, come out of hiding, and get their message out online every single day. So what I do is I have the privilege of helping kind, serious, awesome people get the courage to build this business online and impact the world, and it's really remarkable. So yes, I'm going to teach you the technical aspects today about websites, customer journey, marketing, how to connect with people, but there's another reason that I'm uniquely qualified to give you this talk today, and that's because I spent the majority of my life hiding. So the person that you see here today, the one that was practically high-fiving you as you came in, that's not the person that I was the first 20 plus years of my life. I grew up in a very safe, loving environment, but my bigger sister cast a very, very large shadow. She was Miss Teen Arizona, for crying out loud, okay? It was really hard to get a word in edgewise, and she had such a big personality that, if you can imagine, I just sort of retreated, and I got small. I didn't use my voice very much. And then when I went into elementary school and middle school, I just didn't really have, I guess, whatever it takes to make friends. So I didn't have very many friends. And as I continued to grow older, I just felt like I didn't have a place in the world. I didn't know what my value was. And then I started to get really insecure and kind of depressed about it. And I just continued to hide more and more and more. When I was about 20 years old, I discovered Cutco cutlery. Does anybody know Cutco, the high-end kitchen knives? Thank you, I feel the same way. It was totally random that I would have gotten this job, and I'm so grateful that I did. I was going to school for graphic design and marketing, and this job just sort of opened me up. And the really pivotal thing about working at Cutco is it's like culture on steroids. I mean, positivity on steroids. It's everybody's walking around high-fiving. It's a really cool energy and environment, and one that I was certainly not used to. So I thought it was very strange at first. But I just did what they taught me to do, And it worked. And then I got recognized. And for really the first time in my life, I felt seen. I felt heard. I felt valued. And boy, to this day, another 20 years later, I feel like that's one of the best feelings that we can experience as humans, is just feeling seen and valued. So that's the deeper purpose of what I now get to do for my clients. When they come in and they're all scared or nervous and going through their mindset of having to get their message out online, I get to see them and value them and breathe validation into them. And oh yeah, give them the systems and the tools to do the marketing and the website, because that's really the easy part. The harder part is what happens up here that really keeps us hiding. And so what you observe today, me on the stage in front of all of you, it's not natural, it's not easy for me either. And I'm willing to be vulnerable and share that with you, because marketing and building your business, it might not be natural to you either. You're gonna have to come out from behind that lens, and you're gonna have to market yourself and talk to people, and you're gonna have to share your heart with them and your knowledge with them so that they become connected to you and they want to choose you over the next photographer. So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the mindset stuff, even though you're here for how does my website look pretty? We can talk about those things as well. But I'm here to teach you how to actually build a sustainable, successful business online based on your passion. And I'm loving so many people going, oh yeah, okay, this is what I need. This is great. So thank you for that. Really appreciate it. There are 3 things I want you to remember if you walk out of here. How to attract and convert qualified buyers comes down to these 3 words, in my opinion, in my experience. Cause, connect, to then convert. We're going to break down each of these. There's going to be some interaction. There's going to be some time for you to actually workshop, because again, I want you to walk out of here feeling like I did some of the work. I'm not just going to give you ideas. I'm going to give you something concrete to walk out of here with. Cause. This really is the differentiator. This is what's going to make you unique, what makes people attracted to you. In a big sea of photographers, unlimited options, this is the thing that's going to be that attractant to pull in qualified buyers. There are several components and ingredients to coming up with a cause. The first one, your who. Just curious, how many people have heard of the word avatar before? Cool. I do the exercise a little bit differently. And no, I'm not going to have you sit here and do your whole avatar right now. But I do it differently, so I would like to spend a moment to share that with you. It was at least 5 years into my business when I hired a business coach. And he flew out to Denver, which is where I'm located, and we did the avatar exercise. And my avatar, it ended up being about an 18-page description and day in the life of that changed the course of my business forever. What makes this really unique is that the exercise was really based on not just who is the person that you want to attract in, right? That's your avatar, but like who are they really? Because the traditional avatar exercise, you'll come up with something saying, oh, I'm trying to attract men and women between 18 and 65 with some college and 2.5 kids. How on earth are you supposed to market to that big of an audience? I mean, all of those people that are thinking and feeling and interacting in completely different ways. That made no sense. So the way that I teach my clients to do it is we're looking for one person. Who's your person that you want to work with more than anything else? For me, it's a woman named Heather. And I know everything there is to know about Heather. I mean, I really wrote this exercise as if I was writing a character in a movie. And that's how I encourage you when you leave here from the conference and you go home and you remember me, telling you to market to your one avatar. Maybe you could do the exercise too. But Heather is a stay-at-home mom. Okay, she's got 2 kids, 4 and 6, and she gave herself fully to her children. And somewhere, along the way, she lost herself. And she started to get insecure and she started to feel very lonely. Now, mind you, this was before I had kids of my own. So this is where your imagination kind of comes in. I had had enough clients at that time that had been stay-at-home moms to kind of draw some experience off of it. But I know that Heather, she started to work out, she started to get to know herself, she started to feel empowered, and she wanted to share that with other moms. So she started this crappy little blog, and she was totally ran it herself, and it was her outlet. When she would sit down and write a blog post, it would take her an hour and a half, but she loved every minute of it because she was helping other people. Now, when she actually had to publish it, that's where she would break down because she is not technical. She can't stand technology. It's like really bad. So she'd get really, really frustrated, and she would end up just leaving and not finishing her blog post. She'd go to the grocery store. She would get her, secret caramel macchiato. That was like her favorite. She wouldn't tell anybody about it. And then she's flipping through the magazines, and I know what she's thinking about when she's folding laundry. I know that at 2 o'clock in the morning when she wakes up with anxiety, she looks over at her husband and she wonders how long he's going to support this hobby of hers. I know Heather. How that matters when it comes to your marketing is that when I turn on that video camera, I don't want to have to be thinking about the millions of people out there that are all looking at me and all of a sudden I feel exposed, or that I have to cater to all of those people's needs. Oh my gosh, the pressure of that. I turn on a video camera and I do it for my Heather. And that made all the difference in the world in my marketing. I started getting feedback like, gosh, Amber, I just feel like you're talking directly to me. I watched all of your videos and I'm in. I started getting comments like that all the time. And there's something magical that happens when you are talking to one person. It becomes sticky at that point. All of a sudden, you become more relatable. Time almost slows down. The viewer can connect with the message in a different way. Now, usually right about this time, my client that I'm telling this exercise to starts coming up with all of the objections and the reason why this isn't going to work for them because nothing works for them. They've tried it all, right? But here's the thing. The reality is that my clients, I probably have 70% or more of my clients are men. But I'm targeting Heather. How that is possible is that the people I'm attracting in are connecting with the values that I share in my marketing. So for example, if in my marketing I am talking about parenting or I'm talking about the love of getting lost in my writing, hello, the love of that, men, women, old, young, different industries are connecting with, oh, I love parenting too. I love getting lost in my artistry. And that's how you can attract more people in, but you're speaking to one person. I hope this is landing for you. So what I would recommend is you draft out, who is my avatar, a day in the life? What are their guilty pleasures? What are they stressed about? What are they worried about? What do they want more than anything? Write that out and give that person a first name. Don't stress about the name. It's fine. You don't have to tell anybody what the name is. This isn't like a time where you have to be perfect. This is a time where you have to be honest. Okay, so that's the first part of your cause. The second part of the cause, your what? These are your values. Now, in the beginning of my business, I took this sort of seriously because I didn't really know what the purpose of this was. So you come up with values like honesty and integrity. These are my values, right? Of course, why wouldn't I want those to be my core values of my company? Until I met Darius Mershazadeh. Yeah, it's a mouthful. It took me a long time to memorize how to spell his last name. Darius Mershazadeh was a client who came in to me, and he wrote a fantastic book, write this down, The Core Value Equation. The Core Value Equation. So he's coming in because he wants to hire me to launch his book. And right out of the gates, he puts me on the spot and he says, hey, Amber, do you know what your company core values are? And I said, oh yeah, totally. Let me look those up on my hard drive. So I'm trying to find them in my computer somewhere. He says, see, this is the problem, and this is why I'm writing this book, is that nobody really knows their core values and lives them fully. But when you do, it's going to change your business forever. This was about 2 years ago. I'm like 13 years into this business when I meet this man. So he totally put me on the spot. I go through his book, I go through the exercise, and I narrowed it down to the core values that I live and breathe today. Meaningful connection. That's so important to me. Unwavering excellence. Not perfection, excellence. Lean in. Better together. Deeply fulfilled. That's the kind of company, that's the kind of environment, that's the marketing, that's the clients, that's the everything. That's the experience that I want to have every single day, is based on those values. And when you really understand those values, that becomes the language of the organization and the language of connection. If you love that moment of connecting with somebody, like really connecting, then anytime I say that word, you're going to be like, I just like her. There's something about her. I like that, right? And anybody, bless you, anybody that is like hates connection, you're probably not going to like me very much. And that's okay. We don't have to be all things to all people. We need to be excellent for the right people, the people that we really want to work with the most and do life with. So your values become important. That's how you're going to be drawing in more Heathers. Your where. I'm not going to spend as much time on this, but I really want you to reflect on not just, what you're doing, the style of photography that you have, but like, where do you want to take this thing? Really, where do you want to take this thing? Who do you want to impact? For how long? What does that story look like for you in the future? But the most important on this list, and then we're going to move on, is your why. Your why is so important. This is how people really connect with our marketing and ultimately hire us. It's based on your why. So I'm going to take a quick moment. We're going to do a little exercise, and I want you to turn to the person next to you, and I know you're all scattered, so you might have to scoot over to find somebody to do this with. And just for a minute, I just want you to share with one another, okay, duo. You're going to turn to your partner and say, this is why I do what I do. And the other person's going to say, this is why I do what I do. It's just an experiment. It's no big deal. You can't get it wrong. But there's going to probably be a moment of connection, and then maybe I'll have a couple of people talk about what they appreciate about their partner. I know that you came in to talk about social media and websites. We're going to talk about that next. But I guarantee you the social media and the website isn't going to work without this piece. So just trust me on it, okay? So right now, turn to somebody next to you and say, this is why I do what I do. All right, I'm going to have you wrap up in just a second. Okay, time's up, time's up, time's up, time's up. Wind it down. Wind it down, wind it down. Shh. I know, bossy pants, right? Who wants to share something they appreciate about their partner? Yeah. Totally. What do you appreciate about your partner after hearing their why? Excuse me, sir. I'm going to get in your space completely.
Cassidy, I love how definitive you were with your why, and I love how, confident you were with your why.
Oh, can I hear your why?
Sure.
So I help small businesses develop a library of images so they can show up consistently online.
Well, you're going to get a whole lot of clients out of just saying that, I bet. Thank you. Who else wants to share something they appreciate about their partner? I saw you raise your hand, yes? Come on.
I think this lady has just a wonderful connection to the reason that she's doing the work that she's doing. She has a personal connection to babies and children and the work that she's doing.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your courage. It's hard to come out and speak, right? Believe me, I know. One more. What do you appreciate about your partner? Oh, perfect. Hi.
Hi, I just spoke with Andrea, an Earth Angel, and she captures babies when they're born, but also babies who don't make it. So she helps the moms, she's gonna make me cry. She helps the moms heal, and she also helps them celebrate life. Yeah.
The poor girl that has to follow that. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Thank you for the work that you do. And thank you, each of you, for your courage in sharing your why. Man, I have consulted with thousands of business owners. It's amazing to me how few of them talk about their why in their marketing and on their website. I'm going to encourage you to lead with that moving forward and watch how it changes everything for you. Just in this exercise, at least half, maybe more of the room, you felt something when you heard your partner's why. Like, wow, that's really special. That's when we open up and connect. That's why we spend time on this slide, because this piece matters, and you're going to continue to see more and more why that is. So that's cause. Once you know your cause, mine, by the way, again, to remind you, is that my cause is I want to help people to feel seen, heard, valued. I want people to connect. That is my true purpose in life. Now, I do that through teaching about websites and marketing and do book launches. It took me years to really understand and kind of connect these dots, but it's actually really special because if I can, connect with my authors and they can go out and influence communities of people, then my work gets spread through them. So it all works out in the end. You have to know your why. You have to be able to share that and live that every day. The second part to this is now that we're open, now that we're speaking in the language of our values, this is where the fun begins because now we get to connect with people in a more natural way. How many of you absolutely love marketing? Like you wake up in the morning and you're like, yeah, I cannot wait to market my business. Right? I know that. I share in that with you. I'm the one that hid for most of my life. I totally get it. I don't judge you. This is my real work. I had to figure out hacks and systems and ways to get out of my own way so that I didn't hide and I didn't shut down my voice. Because if I do that, then what value am I? Really? Right? These lights are so interesting. Don't fall asleep on me. I feel like I'm in a scary movie almost. I don't even know. Am I safe? But truly, I got a little off course on that one, I'm not going to lie. So we're just going to move forward. Sharing your cause becomes really important. And then as we've kind of done this foundational work, now we have to market consistently. And that's where these hacks come in that I'm about to share with you. This is going to be really fun for us. I recognize that this slide is going to be hard, especially for those of you in the back. which is why I put the little QR code so that you can go to a website that's actually going to walk you through this a little bit more. There's another slide that's going to take you directly to a PDF too, because I want you to do the work. I'm not just a talking head here. So this graphic represents my personal marketing strategy that I created so that I could market more consistently and attract more qualified buyers in. This is the gold part of it. There's more to come. Now, I knew that people crave connection. I knew that the world was growing in a direction of not trusting each other. Mistrust was on the rise. So I thought, the beautiful thing about video is that you can't hide in it. What you see is what you get on video. The energy I put out there, the personality I put out there, that's very different than hiding behind a sexy marketing headline, right? So I knew that video was trending forward. And this is a visual that I created probably 8 years ago, maybe more, before YouTube was what it was today and video was what it was today. But I knew video was going to be key online to getting people to see the real Amber. And the cool thing is, if you see me on video and you think, gosh, she's so smiley and she talks too fast and she's just, whatever their opinions are, then they would carry on to somebody else that had a similar message maybe where they would resonate with that person. So the best value that I can give to my clients is being fully authentically me, even in my insecurity. Because I want it to be a consistent experience for you. If you find me on Instagram, you're going to see me in the same exact form as on my website. Same exact Amber as you see on stage. Same exact Amber as if somebody decides to take me out to dinner after this, right? Or walk me down the road. It's always the same, which actually is a relief for me, but in the beginning it was kind of hard for me to accept that because I was hiding a little bit, had to come out from hiding. It starts with making this video, and then I'm going to teach you how to give the rest of the responsibility to somebody else to then repurpose the video into all of these other formats very quickly and easily so that it looks like you're everywhere and you're so consistent, but really it just started with you recording a video. You would not believe this, but this was me less than 2 weeks ago. Less than 2 weeks ago. So here's the story. My son, 6-year-old Clay, took me on a date. We went to an Italian restaurant. I got all dressed up. He opened up the door for me. It was really cute. He's a total gentleman. We had the best time at dinner. After dinner, he says, "Mom, let's run to the car." Well, this is the kind of mom I am. I'm like, I'm gonna run. So now imagine it's cold out. It's like 20 degrees. There's ice on the cement. We are running full speed down the sidewalk, having the time of our lives. His little cute giggle. I am laughing. I have to tell you, my spirit was so free in that moment. I felt alive in my body, like this is what life is all about. Our feet get intertwined. And now imagine you're running full force into the cement. I mean, honestly, when I was this close to hitting my head, I thought, this is bad. I just want to be able to come on the other side of that to make sure Clay's okay. And luckily, I don't know how my face didn't bust open and I didn't get a concussion. I was very lucky, angels all around me, but it was not pretty. I had a huge baseball-size bump on my head, obviously got the black eye. Part of my skull was numb for a while, again, like 2 weeks ago. If you see me now, it's completely gone. But there was this morning last week where I was kind of getting ready, and I'm putting my makeup on around my face, and I didn't put makeup on over the dark eye. And I was thinking about all the people that would try to hide that. They would try to mask it up because, What I do all day is I'm on Zoom meetings, new clients, prospects, I'm speaking, right? It's unprofessional to have a black eye, right? So I'm putting on makeup everywhere except where my black eye is. And I thought, I think there's a story in this for people. So I grabbed my iPhone and I took a video. It was maybe a 30-second video. The whole purpose of the video was talking about how I refuse to cover this up because I'm actually proud of this. That black eye represented a moment where I felt alive and happy and free, and I was having fun with my son. I'm not going to hide from that. And then I kind of challenged my audience, what are you hiding from? I looked at that as a badge of honor. So what are your badges of honor? What are you hiding from? It was so simple. It was a 30-second video. I put it on Instagram. People went bananas for it. Okay? This is an example of how you can do your marketing. Notice, this video is not, here are the steps to launch your book. Here's how to build your website. Here's how to do your marketing. There was a big shift that happened in 2020 when it came to marketing. Because people, again, don't know who to trust. So they're really, when you are trying to vibe out if you're going to hire somebody, they want to get to know you. They want to know, can I trust you to capture the moment of my child's birth? Can I trust you to capture one of the most important days of my life? Can I trust you to capture a moment in nature that's going to make me feel what I want to feel every day in the privacy of my own home? Fill in the blank, depending on what you do, right? And so when you allow people into your experience, you don't have to air out your dirty laundry. That's not what I'm talking about. But these videos that people are marketing with on Instagram and all over the place, they're story videos. It's sharing a thought. It's sharing an idea. People want to know what you see when you capture that photo. I have art in my house. I was talking to one of your fellows here. I have this beautiful photograph in my dining room of a tree. And it's like really dark outside, and it had a time lapse, and there was this illumination coming from it. And I love that tree because when I first saw it, it just brought me to my knees. It opened me up. It made me want to cry looking at that tree. And I thought, this is a feeling of peace that I want to have every single day in my life. I got to know the artist. I got to connect with his values and his cause and what he was trying to represent. And now I'm like totally addicted to this guy. I wanted to know, what did he see in that moment when he took that photo? What did it mean to him? And that's where we connect. No brainer, spending the thousands and thousands of dollars on that photograph. So part of me showing you this is to give you the courage to open up and connect with people and not think, oh, nobody wants to hear my story. Nobody wants to hear my perspective. Oh, no, it's not about that. Shouldn't I be doing this or that or the other thing? What should I be doing? I'm telling you, in 2020, when that hit, people want to know the real you. And I couldn't emphasize it enough, because if you walk out of here and you think, okay, that lady is crazy, I'm not doing that. That's okay. But I'm telling you, you'll probably get the same results that landed you in this audience to begin with. So just something to think about. All those years ago, when I came up with this process, it was because I didn't have time to do my own marketing, right? I was the salesperson. I was the one working with the clients. I was doing the bookkeeping. I was doing the team management. I was doing everything. I didn't have time for marketing, and it wasn't my passion anyway. Until I learned about the connection and everything I just shared with you. It became more of a passion because I realized it's more of a conversation. But still, it comes down to a sheer time issue. So what I did is I hired a virtual assistant, a VA. Now, there are all types of VAs out there. We're looking for somebody who's more of a creative marketing assistant. Okay, this is somebody who has a little bit of a design eye, which is great because now you guys will speak the same language of artistry. But somebody who understands how to connect with people, how to write messaging, copy, right? Storytelling. You can find these people everywhere, especially post-2020, because a lot of people wanted to work remotely, meaning that I can just work on my laptop at home. So I'm telling you, there are people everywhere right now that fit this role. And if you, I should have thought of this earlier, but if you guys want, you can reach out to me on my website. It's no surprise how to find it. I have a job description already typed up and ready to go for this role. I'm happy to email it to all of you. I'll just send you a direct email. There's no opt-in or anything like that. This job, though, can be $20 to $30 an hour, and you only need this person maybe 10 hours a week or less. Imagine this person taking that video, right, of me and the black eye, and then they can simply repurpose it to optimize it on YouTube, so now you're growing some search results that way. They can even write a blog post for you and put it on your website. They can chop it up and put it on social media, not necessarily just in its video form, right? Because in my video of the black eye, as an example, which is kind of weird when the more I think about it, but there are themes in that. There are teaching points in that. Your creative marketing assistant is smart enough to figure out all of the angles and how that could represent courage and bravery and transparency. And those are themes that my clients lean on in order to get their message out to the world. So there are all sorts of links and ties. You don't have to worry about how to necessarily do all of these things because you are an artist. Your best value to the world really is capturing that moment and allowing people to enjoy it and share it and celebrate it and live within it. So I really encourage you to consider maybe you could get somebody 10 hours a week to help you out with some of your marketing to free you up to focus on your unique ability and talent. And I recognize there's a lot of details and how-tos within this. That's what the Q&A is for. But also, if you go to my YouTube channel, it is like you could get a college education on that thing. I am no fluff. I give it all away. Your creative marketing assistant could go there and learn how to circulate your content online. And again, I'm not trying to say that you have to create personal videos. What we're doing is we're talking about what you see, what your life is, and how that relates to your artistry and your talent and gift. Convert. I know I've taken you through a journey here. You're leading with your cause. You're connecting with people. Because you're putting yourself out there on video, it's being recirculated in these different formats. It's got to be consistent, though. Say that again. It's got to be consistent, though. Because if you just post here for a little bit because you're inspired leaving this conference, and then you get nervous and you hold back, or you get busy and you hold back, the algorithms are going to not be in your favor. Think about this for a moment, then I'll move into convert. When you post content on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or anywhere, and visitors come in and interact with that content, they click to watch your video and it's a minute long. Well, those people just stayed on Facebook an extra minute. That made Facebook more valuable in that moment. So Facebook is going to reward you by opening you up to more visitors that you're not connected with to say thank you. So the more you put video content online, the more minutes people spend, the more you open up to people that you don't already know. Then those people come in, they're interacting with your values. Do I like this girl? Do I like this guy? Do I feel connected? I love his art. Let me go to his website. And that's the process. So your marketing has to be consistent in order to drive that traffic back to your website. The website. I do tend to think this is a drastically underutilized tool. It's more than a tool. There's such a huge opportunity to get sales on your website. Most people don't even know. The first piece is that when they first land on your website, they need to feel a few things. They need to feel that they've had a consistent experience with you, meaning, if I found you on Facebook and I watched one of your videos and I got a vibe okay, I like this guy, I like this gal. Go to the website and it's something totally different. I'm like, whoa, something triggers in my subconscious that's like, something's off here. I don't know what it is. So maybe I'll still kind of check you out a little bit, but I'm going to be like, I'll bookmark it. I'll come back to it. Do you think I'll come back to it? No. It can be that fast. I just feel off. It can be that fast. So consistent experience is super important. And then think about for a moment, how do you want your people to feel when they land on the website? Because again, post 2020, people are making much more emotional decisions, instinct decisions, because I can trust my instinct saying, I like her energy, she's cool. I can trust that even if I don't know her whole story, right? So when I land on your website, what do you want me to feel? I know that when Heather lands on my website, I want her to feel like, whoa, what is this place? Look at all this stuff. This feels so professional and fun and engaging. I like this. This feels good to me. I feel like encouraged and activated. Knowing that, then you hire a designer that can help you express yourself, express your why, and the feelings you want people to feel on the website. So important. So the first thing is when somebody pops in, it's that split decision with your branding of what you want people to feel so they feel like they're in the right place. It's a consistent experience. And after that, it's all about the customer journey. It's all about the customer journey. I'll tell you a quick story about Larry. 2 years into my business, somebody reaches out, guy named Larry, on my contact form. At this time, I'm just selling websites. He says, I'm looking for a website. Can we get on a call? At that time, I was only offering 60-minute calls because I knew it was just going to take a long time to explain the process and the pricing, get to know each other, et cetera. So we book a 60-minute call. Larry, turns out, distributes paper products for restaurants. That was his business. So within 10 minutes of this 60-minute call, I'm thinking, I don't know how to help this guy. I don't even build websites like this. But I felt obligated and I wanted to have goodwill, so I just tried to make the best of it. He ends up telling me what he's looking for in the website. He says, what's your process for building a website? So I go step by step through the process for the 18 millionth time of how I build a website with confidence and enthusiasm. And then he asked me the question that, remember the little girl from before that hides and doesn't like this stuff, don't like to sell? Well, I know he's wanting to know what my pricing is, and at this point, I know some people think my pricing is a steal. Like it's, oh my gosh, you should charge way more. That's totally a value. Other people are like, you charge what? Who does she think she is? Everybody has their own opinion, right? The latter can get in my head. So sure enough, I tell Larry what my pricing is, and I get the, okay, well, let me think about it. We all know what that means. So I end the call, and I was so frustrated because I've been here so many times before. I put my head in my hands, and I just thought there has to be a better way to cut out my discomfort, to create more transparency, to get the right people coming in. And so that's when this was born. Again, I know it's a little hard to see, so this will take you straight to the PDF and you can fill it in later. This changed everything for me. This and that marketing strategy I told you before, the two things that I'm telling you changed so much for me. This was the idea I got. When somebody lands on my website, they have that good feeling, cool, pass the first test. Second thing, how can I save my time? How can I empower my clients? So what I ended up doing is I created what I call a door greeter video. Door greeter, right? So if this is my storefront, come on in. Hi, I won't bite you. Get over here, right? This is what I do. This is how I can serve you. Door greeter video. 3 minutes, 5 minutes long. Me introducing myself to you. Hi, I'm Amber Vilhauer, and just thank you for taking a minute to watch my video. I want to introduce myself and let you know I'm here to help with your website and marketing and book launches, and this is who I serve, and this is what I value. And if you're looking for this, then head on over to my website page where you're going to see another video walking you step by step through the process to build a website. If you're looking for book launches, go to the book launch page and you'll see a video there talking about the step-by-step process of how I work with people. It's so great to be connected with you. Talk soon. Simple, just an introduction. But don't forget, you've got to talk to your avatar, one person that you're trying to attract in and connect with. That's who you do the video for. On my website page, oh, hey, so you're looking to build a website. Great. I want to walk you through the process. This is how long it's going to take. Starts with a design questionnaire, then we do this and that and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And if this feels good to you, feel free to download my pricing menu. So I put it all in a PDF for you. You can get access to it. You can know my pricing, my payment plans, everything. And if that looks good to you, then let's hop on a call, 30 minutes. Would love to connect with you and get to know you better. Talk soon. The cool thing, I kind of pat myself on the back for this one still, people had to opt in to my email list in order to get my pricing menu. So what that means is I would say, here's my, put your name and email. Where should I send your PDF? Is exactly how I phrased it. Where should I send your pricing menu? So now they join my email list and they get my pricing menu. This thing now I think is 15 pages long. It is my salesperson because I wasn't very comfortable before, right? So I thought, what if I put it all in here? I put my best work. I talk about the pricing. I talk about the process, the payment plan options, packed with testimonials from past clients telling the prospect how much they loved working with me. Now they have all the power up front, which is what I want. I don't want them to feel duped like they have to get into a call before they find out my stuff. That's not a way to start a relationship, not the kind that I want. I want meaningful connection, right? Here's what's funny. As soon as I put this up, the door greeter video, they go to my website, they watch the video and opt in for a 30-minute call. That's half the time that I used to spend in having sales conversations. Imagine what you could do with half your time back. It's awesome. All of a sudden, when I put this up on my website, the right people were attracted in. I would get into a 30-minute conversation, and to this day, most of my conversations start with, Amber, I feel like I already know you. I watched your videos. I got the pricing plan. I want a 40-hour block of time. I got to do the website and a 6-month payment plan. I'm so glad that you offer that. Now, here's my question. And I'm like, Jude, I just met you like a minute ago, but hi, I'm so glad you're excited to work with me. That's how you can get your website to do the work for you. It saves your time. It empowers your clients. You start the relationship off on a fantastic foot. Changes everything. I went from a 25% closing ratio to over 60% right after I did that. Never looked back. Business grew every single year after that. And to this day, I look back and I think this feels too easy. I see people all day long struggling in their business, frustrated, losing money. All I know, little Amber up here, all I know is that I focused on giving, I focused on caring, I focused on connection, I focused on empowering my people, telling them what they wanted to know up front. And I focused on follow-through so that I continue to have referrals coming in. Worked for me. It's worked for my clients in so many different industries. It's unbelievable. It works. There is nothing more than this. There's not an extra pill or a secret weapon. Consistency, putting yourself out there, showing your artistry through your point of view. Don't expect that people coming in are going to see what you see in it. You're the talented one. They don't have the eye. Just like I can tell when a website looks good and you might not be able to, you've got to put yourself in that position of the audience to think, gosh, what is their perspective when they come in? What do they really want the most? How can I give them that piece, that essence of what I do? And that's how you convert. Starts with a cause in order to connect so that you can convert. I'm sure you guys have a bunch of questions. And I know that was a lot because I really try to over-deliver as much as I can. We thank you very much. Thank you. I received that. Thank you. There is a Q&A. I would love to spend a little bit more time with you. Also, you can find me on my website if that's a more comfortable format for you. But anybody in the Q&A, I really want to dig into your specific needs and how I can cater this so that you walk away feeling like, heck yeah, that was the best use of my time. Okay? I want to thank you guys, and just remember, NGNG, no guts, no glory.